Kazakhstan has chosen the multi-vector integration. Its trends, collisions, and prospects are coming up in the Single Market Program.
Hello, my name is Pavel Koktashev and you're watching Single Market. According to the theory of many reputable economists, countries do not manage to get out of a crisis not just because of the disturbances in the world financial system and collisions troubling the energy sector. The root of the problem lies in the sphere of technologies, which affect the development of the economy. And first and foremost, we're talking about digital technologies. Already today, a fourth of the global capital, one way or another, is connected with the process of digitalization. And over time, there will be only more of this. The Eurasian Economic Commission has started the work on the formation of a single digital industrial space. And the first official document to facilitate this process has already been developed, the Common Concept of Accelerated Development of Digital Infrastructure. The realization of this project is planned from 2018 to 2025. Electronic trade has been designated as one of the priority directions in the formation of the Eurasian Economic Union digital space. The development of the sector affects not just the system of integration processes, but will also ensure a barrier-free access of small and medium businesses to the internal markets of the Union countries. The proliferation of these technologies for the economy will have an impact of a rapid rise in efficiency and a decrease in material consumption. Therefore, per unit of resources, we will be producing a much greater volume of products than at the moment. Today, on the territory of the Eurasian Economic Union, a number of software solutions have been launched which considerably ease interaction in the trade sector between the member countries. One of such products is the Eurasian Electronic Portal. It was developed by Kazakhstan specialists from the company Mitwork. The Eurasian Electronic Portal is intended for conducting purchases using whatever methods in order to ensure the connection of the business quasi-sector, businesses with businesses, and to offer an instrument for absolutely transparent procurement procedures. This service is meant to target commercial enterprises. On average, daily, 25 new suppliers register for it. The spectrum of functions of the website is quite universal. Its users can realize purchases and sales of goods, choosing from one of the possible 40 options. Over the half a year of the functioning of this service, bids for tenders amounting in total to 100 billion tenge have been conducted. In September, we're going to spoil our clients with additional offers. They include electronic financial services such as electronic banking guarantee, opportunity of getting an electronic receipt of a business agreement. This is very interesting for suppliers. In tandem with the Eurasian Electronic Portal, there is a website which allows for a legally binding document exchange within the framework of edoc.kz. It provides the possibilities to formalize and agree upon a legally binding contract which accompanies a purchase deal in accordance with all the rules and laws. The contract is sent to the supplier for approval through our portal. Therefore, nobody needs to travel anywhere and/or send paper versions. After the agreement of the supplier is secured, it is signed with the supplier's electronic signature and the client's electronic signature. Therefore, both sides have to sign it. According to the law on digital and electronic signatures, this is a legally binding document. After all the procedures, the document is kept in the portal's database, and in case its physical version is lost or damaged, then its virtual original version can be accessed and printed again. For the client, there is also a process of integrating its operations with the portal with regards to accounting systems. All the data on payments and the contract price are entered into the accounting systems and are tracked further. According to the developers, this resource will help reduce the cost of storing archives by up to 80% and the cost of paper supplies, stamping and delivery by up to 70%. This way, the labor productivity coefficient will rise right away by 25%. In addition, not just the markets of the Integration Union will become accessible for the businesses of the Eurasian Economic Union countries, but also markets of countries abroad. We get more opportunities to enter other markets and greater ability to satisfy consumer demand. Because of this, the digital connection will be short and barrier-free. Within the framework of digitalization of the Eurasian Economic Union, in each of the member countries an information system will be created. This single unified system will collect the data of documents that accompany the movement of goods, including information on concluded deals, the parties involved, as well as the titles and volumes of products. Analysts note that with the launch and realization of joint and national projects in the sphere of the digital economy, its share in the GDP of the Eurasian Economic Union countries may reach 30%. This is almost a third of the aggregate GDP of the Integration Union. Alek Boldarev, Bekharjan Bakhriyev, exclusively for Single Market.
На 10-м Астанинском экономическом форуме.
At the 10th Astana Economic Forum, which was held in June of this year, Kazakhstan's President Nursultan Nazarbayev noted that in the international rating on competitiveness, according to the International Institute of Management Development, in 2017, the country was ranked in 32nd position. With the seasonal transition, I believe it is the perfect time to add a dose of positivity into the autumn atmosphere. Our correspondent Alexander Galiyev brings us the analysis of Kazakhstan's position in this rating.
Анализирует позиции Казахстана в этом рейтинге.
In the beginning, a couple of words about this rating. The basic methodology of IMD entails evaluation of countries' competitiveness in terms of efficiency of the government, business efficiency, and finally, infrastructure. In turn, these four main categories are further divided into 20 indicators. In total, the IMD rating includes 342 indicators. A great share of them, 2/3, are statistical data, and 1/3 information obtained as a result of surveys. This is the 10th time that Kazakhstan is included into the rating. Its most successful ranking was 32nd position, which was reached for the first time in 2014. But then, for 2 years in a row, the country's positioning was worsening. In 2015, Kazakhstan was ranked 34th, and in 2016, the country fell in the rankings by 13 positions to 47th place. That is why this year's return to 32nd place can be considered a success, because among post-Soviet countries, Kazakhstan is right behind Estonia. This country was ranked 30th. As a comparison, Lithuania was in 33rd position, Russia in 46th. At the same time, Kazakhstan was ranked higher than some European countries, such as Spain, ranked 34th, and Italy, ranked 44th. Concerning the top 5, according to the IMD version, this is the picture. Hong Kong is leading the rating on global competitiveness. In second place, Switzerland. In third, Singapore. In fourth, United States. And the Netherlands close off the top 5. And now some facts which indicate in which categories our country is improving and where we're losing positions. Kazakhstan has demonstrated the biggest growth in 2 categories: business efficiency, up 21 positions, and government efficiency, up 12 positions. A negative dynamic is being observed in the category economic activity. Out of its 5 indicators, 3 exhibited a negative trend. These are employment, down 10 positions, prices, down 9, and international trade, down 4 positions. And instead of a summary, competitiveness is a fluctuating measure. It depends on a lot of factors, including external ones. For example, a fall in investment inflows, a fall in prices on the markets of raw materials, and the country is not ready for these negative tendencies. What happens next is pretty predictable. That is why in order to stay competitive, the government, the business sector, and overall the state must constantly strive towards being efficient and aiming at sustainable growth. That's all for me. My name is Alexander Galiyev. Until next time on Single Market. Almaty is one of Kazakhstan's most active cities in terms of development of small and medium businesses. To a great extent, analysts attribute the business atmosphere of the southern metropolis to a well-developed banking infrastructure. However, there is quite a number of enterprises in this sector that have managed to get on their feet without the help of credit lines. How did they manage to withstand the competition on the market? In search of the answer to this question, our correspondent Maria Kuznetsova paid a visit to one of Almaty's enterprises. Usually, only the lazy complain about the difficulties of running a business. But what is paradoxical is the fact that in the current reality, precisely the crisis period is the most opportune time for taking risks and winning. As the saying goes, when one door closes, another opens. At the same time, one must not count on immediate results, but progress in a gradual manner. As they say in the US, step by step. This is how the Almaty enterprise Alcom Engineering is developing its business. In 2012, the Erzhanov brothers rented a small shop on the outskirts of the southern metropolis. They installed the equipment, which was purchased from their own pockets, and launched their production of steel doors. For 3 years, the personnel number has increased from 7 people to 70. They've expanded the production capacity of their enterprise by 16.5 times.
Производительность у нас самая высокая в Казахстане, то есть 500.
We have the highest production rate in Kazakhstan, 500 steel door units, over 7 retail stores in Almaty. We have branches and dealers in other cities of Kazakhstan. Today we are the largest manufacturers of steel doors in Kazakhstan. We just have not heard of anyone else with greater production capacity.
Что кто-то больше делает.
This company does not just boast high production volumes, but also high quality and more efficient products, even though the sector is characterized by a highly competitive environment. An internet search for production of metal doors would bring up 385 hits in Almaty city alone. This begs the question, how did this enterprise manage to gain their rightful place on the market?
Здоровая конкуренция в конечном итоге она в любом
Ultimately, healthy and fair competition is beneficial for the end consumer. We're not afraid of it. We challenge ourselves all the time to manufacture new high-tech products.
изготовлении каких-то новых высокотехнологичных вещей.
It turns out that high-tech goods can be manufactured in very diverse segments, because one item can be modified in a lot of ways. This is also the case for the production of steel doors.
Мы производим и технические двери, и
We produce industrial doors, fireproof and security doors, doors for the private residencies and the construction industry.
сектор противопожарные, рентгенозащитные.
The main share of the equipment was manufactured by the company's own specialists. The pride of this enterprise is its 5-chamber furnace. Acquiring this furnace from a foreign company would have required an expenditure of $80,000. But this engineering marvel cost 4.5 million tenge, therefore 6 times cheaper.
Мы уже научились делать фрезерные станки.
We already know how to make milling machines, how to make plasma cutter for the metal finishings. Overall, we're achieving a pretty good level of quality. We have even managed to already sell a number of machines.
Как бы мы уже даже успели продать несколько станков.
The manufacture of machines is a new and additional specialization of this company. In terms of this product, the company is ready to compete with Russian and Chinese companies, launching forth very solid arguments.
Станки такого качества,
The machines of the quality that we're offering in China are 2 to 3 times more expensive.
чем у нас.
Second of all, we do all of the commissioning service work.
Работы мы производим сами.
The share of local content in the same steel doors is 70%. The company purchases steel in Karaganda, thermal insulation material is bought in Aktobe, and other materials are imported from abroad. And this measure was necessary.
МДФ идет из России у нас.
MDF is imported from Russia, PVC film is delivered from Israel, and paints from Italy. If we had it all produced in Kazakhstan, it would be cheaper and more accessible.
Производство это было, во-первых, дешевле, доступнее.
This would be ideal. But considering Kazakhstan's economic environment, 70% of local content is also not a bad result. What's more, a balance of price and quality of products has been attained through the optimization of production. This is precisely the approach that at some point in time helped Almaty's enterprise Alcom Engineering become one of the suppliers of the international exhibition complex Astana Expo 2017.
Получение заказов в рамках.
On the one hand, it's a great challenge to receive orders of such prestigious projects as Expo, and on the other hand, it's a window of new opportunities. Maria Kuznetsova, Bakhajan Bakhriyev, exclusively for Single Market.
Какие сегодня существуют новейшие технологии получения и сбережения энергии?
What are today's latest technologies for harnessing and conserving energy, and what can be expected in the near future? Why should the world be concerned with the issue of rational use of natural resources? And how can complex ideas be explained in plain language? All this can be explained and seen during the excursion of the exhibition Future Energy at Expo 2017. Our correspondent brings us the report.
Нашего корреспондента.
We are the National Pavilion of Germany. Here, in an accessible and visible manner, the latest developments in the field of green energy are presented. For example, these swings for children show that even from the smallest water waves, energy can be obtained. When they swing, the water inside starts moving with the waves, transforming into electric energy, and the ring of lamps lights up. Inside there is a hydro turbine or a river-run power plant of the German company Smart Hydro Power. The first launch of the project, which uses the innovative turbine, happened in 2011. And today there are more than 40 stations like this in the countries of Europe, Asia, Africa and Americas. And unlike traditional hydroelectric stations, these are considered to be green energy stations because they're environmentally friendly. Aside from water resources which are used for the operation of small hydroelectric stations, Germany demonstrated at its pavilion the use of other sources of energy: wind, sun, earth's core, and biomass.
Most potential, I think, has solar energy and wind energy. And because in most parts of the world you have both, and you can use it, and the technical development in these parts is already very, very good. So the efficiency is also very, very high.
By the way, the share of renewable energy sources in Germany's total energy production is 12.6%. In order to motivate the visitors to engage in a quest for knowledge, they're given special keys. They're used to activate information. For example, the informative fact that the Yerementau wind station, which is built in Kazakhstan with the financial and technological help of Germany, has 22 electric wind generators. Their total capacity is 45 megawatts. Electricity which is generated at this station is delivered to the national electricity grid network of Kazakhstan, and some of this energy is being used at the objects of the Expo exhibition complex. And this exhibit illustrates the work of the solar power station. At this pavilion, Germany presented the newest models of photocell panels, which have not yet entered mass production. And German specialists working in the sphere pay special attention to their developments. The total capacity of the solar power stations that have been set up all across the world is 40,782 megawatt. At the same time, thanks to such specialized exhibitions, there is a rise in the number of cooperation offers with Germany.
In Milan, we had solar panels on our pavilion, and we had visited from the ruler of Dubai, Sheikh Al Maktoum, and he took home this impression. And as you know, the next expo will be 2020 in Dubai, and they have shadows for all walkways, and on these shadows they now install the solar panels.
Bioreactors were also presented at Germany's pavilion. These are innovative panels inside which there's seaweed. This is one of the latest technological developments in the use of biomass energy. By the way, a couple of years ago, an entire house was built in Hamburg using these living panels. This project is known under the name BIQ House. The green facades accumulate not just solar heat, but also facilitate the growth of seaweed, which is used as fuel.
We calculate the production of heat and biomass by an energy conversion factor. Photovoltaic has an efficiency of 12 to 15%. Solar thermal elements have an efficiency of 60 to 65%. And our bioreactor facade has an efficiency of about 48%.
German specialists see the most prospects in projects connected with the geothermic energy or the use of the energy of the earth. Today, 180 geothermal stations operate in Germany, and German specialists are ready to share their developed know-how.
And behind these ideas, there are, of course, scientific institutes and companies, and we can make the contacts. And the contacts have to go either directly during the expo running or later on.
And this is the transport means of the future, a race car and a bicycle which work using electric energy. The commissioner of the German pavilion demonstrated how easily this bicycle can get through even a very steep hill. Everything that is showcased at this pavilion proves once again that in terms of development of energy and green technologies, Germany is looking many years ahead and is not afraid of creative solutions.
I think you should think over your own border. It's not good to start at a point where you see, oh, well, our coal is off, and then what we do. It's for a certain time you have to go on two tracks.
The slogan of the German pavilion is "Energy on the right track," and everything that is presented here reflects this concept. The right path entails optimal ways of using renewable energy sources. With this approach, resources are preserved along with the environment, smart technologies are being actively introduced, and as a result, it is possible to achieve more. So it turns out that a balanced approach is the only right path towards success. Production control does not make sense without smart consumption. The interactive table best exemplifies that this problem can be resolved only collectively. And this perhaps is the most important message for the visitors of the German pavilion. Natalia Romanenko, Povzhan Yusupov, exclusively for Single Market. That's all from me. My name is Pavel Koklashev. Kind reminder, all the episodes of our program are available on www.kazakh-tv.kz. Until next time on Single Market.
Рынок без границ.